Welcome back, welcome back. Hope you guys doing alright. Just take a little journey. So, for my last couple of videos, I've been exploring the reality of acceptance. If you haven't, been trying to figure it out and think I'm just yelling into the camera, we all get angry. And when you're being labeled all these things, it's not fun. I'm sure women are starting to understand because all the labels men have labeled Jews with, that you just got to, overlook, make up new terms and definitions for what it is. That shit is not working anymore. And a lot of men are starting to realize I'm not just going to let her say anything to me and just believe it. And then if you are 30 fucking something years old, 40 years old, and you don't have at least one 10-year relationship, you're not really a relationship person. You're a serial dater that happens to stay with certain people that please you for a couple of years. And then you become, numb to that because society tells you that's not the flavor of the month anymore and you deserve more. You go, girl. Now, a man like me, I can't hate on successful women that actually get this off, or just like I can't hate on alpha males, rich guys, I can't say they can't choose any woman they want and sleep with any woman they want, because they can. You know what I mean? But that's like things that are, it's proven. Women that are older and, have money and power, it's not the same, and it never was. And unfortunately for you guys, no one told you that. So a lot of you believe the dream. And that's understandable. We all got dreams, right? We all want to be able to make the things we imagine come true. And some things are like that, Inventions, planning your life, certain things where you can create these things. But there's a lot of reality that people have to face, like the yin and yang effect, the puzzle pieces, You can't keep on believing you want something that you never had. That's first of all, because how do you know you want it? You never had it, so you don't even know what it's like. And, you know, maybe that's not what you really want. Maybe you want what you already had, but your mentality has changed where you think and believe a story that's not gonna come true. And that's understandable. Many men are gonna live that life too. And they're gonna die alone. And that's the end of the story. A lot of these alpha rich guys running around and all of that stuff. You think my father's gonna let them get happy wives? Half of them are getting robbed, and that's the end of the game. It feels good to be in an uncluttered environment. Feel a lot more, I don't know. I don't know the word for it, but it feels good. Having to work all day and come home and, want to do things and work on videos and, clean up, and shit is not fun, Sometimes you just want to come home and relax. No, every time you want to come home and relax. think that's why the order, the way the old ways used to be, men did all this work and stuff outside, and the women did the work inside, thus making the day productive and making the night free to actually explore each other. Get to know each other. Figure out each other's desires and what makes them happy. The normal things that anyone can give to you. But you don't want anyone to give it to you. You want your man to give it to you. You want your man to learn to take his time with you. Because you wasn't raised in a time where men did that. Or you just wasn't lucky enough to meet men that understood the power of making love to them and what it actually does for their spiritual vitality and their physical body and their mentality, just plain and simple. I've seen many women believe they were angry. I've seen many women, do what you do. And then a man that's capable stop all of that, put it all to bed, literally by putting you to bed. And all the arguments, all the I didn't like this, all that goes right away. Why? Why does this happen? How come sexual pleasure and fulfilling a woman's desires allow a man to get away with what a woman particularly doesn't like? Not picking up after himself, forgetting your favorite color, or, whatever these mistakes that us men do, and that other men do, and they never hear the end of it, because they don't know how to satisfy you. They actually haven't practiced because you didn't tell them. Maybe because you didn't think your man was capable. Maybe in your mind, only the certain man, the Chad, the Alpha, only they can do it. But in all reality, many women overlook what you say you're looking for because it doesn't come in the package that you want it to be in. Just like men. Men learn that lesson the hard way. You choose a woman, she looks good, and the booty and the breasts are fine, and the skin's lovely, and the eyes, and and then we get with her, and she literally has no sexual experience, although she has bodies. She's so pretty, she's used to men just performing. that's not all men want. That's for a certain occasion. That's for points in our mind of, I put it down. I did all the work. Look at it now. Sweating, sleeping, snoring like a baby. But, that's not all men want. It's not all we're capable of. There are others that draw between the worlds of love making and the roughness, I shall say. Many other words to describe it. But, we're all grown here. At least I hope. It seems like the more sexualized a woman is, the more people look down upon them. But that's because of the multiple partners. How do you think a woman captivates a man to marry her? Do you really think these normal women that are fit, friendly, and all this, and not hot girl in summer, you think they don't know what they're doing? You really believe that? You think they're just pick-me's and they just act nice and shut the fuck up and cook dinner and that's why you believe that? Or do you not understand that they were willing to be trained by this man so that she can perform well for him? And in turn, he performs well for her. So they have a suitable connection in that. Because that high value man, he's got to work. He's got to be there those 16 hours or whatever the fuck they do, But I'm sure if he's not having a work wife or a side chick, it's because she takes care of business. You get it? See, even the Bible says what goes on behind those closed doors is between that man and that woman. So when women are desiring this sexual fantasy of all these, I understand in a way. Every man doesn't look the same. And, fantasy is based off of getting more than what you already have. I understand. Men have those too. There was a time when people that understood, I don't follow the laws of God, so I'm not going to pretend. I'm going to go off and live what I want and not hurt nobody. You get it? It seems like a lot of people are trying to live up to the words of the Lord, but have no idea that it allows you to explore your sexual nature. Just not with everybody. Which would actually mean, getting to know someone. Wouldn't you discuss these things? How many men have you actually discussed your desires with? The guy you wanted to be with, the boyfriend. Not the fucking hot guy that you let do those things to you. No, the man you chose to be with. Or did you do what most modern women do and put restrictions on everything so that he would be believing you don't have this desire? Therefore, he never tries to do it. You know? He thinks what he's doing is great for you. And then 5 years down the road, you cheat on him because you have that itch. You have tasted the fine nectar of the sexual gods. And, you know, can't be tasting that and not wanting it ever again. This is why it's dangerous for women to have multiple partners and find a really good one. And then say, well, he's not good enough. He doesn't have money. Okay, well, alright, leave him. We're all free to choose the man or woman, you know, we want to try to stay with. But if you give up that sexual pleasure for the financial security, leave your sexual desires in the past. Don't cheat. Learn how to turn it off. Oh yeah, you can. This is why women cheat. So, back to you. Mature women with your monies. How much is happiness worth to you? You know? Because it seems like you speak of happiness and all these things about fairness, yet the men that you choose to make it unfair for them, which in turn, with their freedom and money, they're not going to live a life that's unfair because they have the options. You're not going to convince these men otherwise. So it's, you know, brings you back down to reality in Averageville, where there are, you know, a lot of handsome men, a lot of 6-foot guys that understand how to, you know, beat around the bush, if you know what I mean. Why aren't those men just as good as these so-called 6-figure men? I understand, and the money, you know, you want to splurge and all these things. But, once again, the time, the power that these men have would mean you're going to share. And since you're going to share, you know, he's going to get a youthful woman, 2 or 3, you know, until he decides to get married. Or you can pull your head out your ass and say, I have money already. I have a nice home already. I need a man that's going to fulfill my desires. The things that a rich man has no time for, nor will put the energy in unless he wants to. You get it? Or, you know, you can stay single and have your stinky links. Eventually you'll grow tired of that. From 40 to 50, it's not going to be a good look anyway. You know? You can pretend that just doing hot guy after hot guy or whatever you used to do, I don't know what you used to do, but, you know, I'm sure when I hear all you women on Kev Samuels or anywhere else, you's always throwing this desire and this I want to hang around a guy. I want to be, I want to be around him and chill and just the regular, name regular things. So many of you women are going on trips already because you kind of gave up on the husband thing. So you're like, well, I got money. I'm about to start going living this life. Why do it alone? Why are you not having the pick of the litter? You worked hard so you can have these choices. A man can never leave you broken and homeless. You get it? That's what you fought for. You didn't fight to be alone. You didn't fight to never be pleased again because you're aging. You get it? I understand the pleasing thing. I hear it so many times. If I want dick, I can get dick anywhere. But can you get him to stay around? Can you? Can you get a boyfriend that's going to say, we're not married, but I'm going to spend the rest of my life with you? Can you do that? Because it seems like no matter what level any woman or man's on, we all don't want to die alone and unhappy. So what's happiness to you really? I really want women to sit down and actually think to yourself, by yourself. Don't sit in a group with a bunch of women talking about what makes women happy. No, what makes you happy? What men actually make you happy? Because it seems like these men with the money, when I ask you what makes you happy about them, will name the trips, the Birkin bag, the fucking holiday, It's never, we had this one night where it was crazy. He took me out for a vacation and literally he made love to me all night. We talked under the stars all night and didn't have sex. He mentally had sex with me. Get it? And then was around the next day. Not just putting the act on. See, a lot of you women get confused with men displaying themselves as, alright, well, good, every man should treat me like, no, every man's not going to do that. And I'm sure you know this now. How many nights are you going to spend alone? How many good men are you going to bypass because his money isn't equal to yours, but his love outweighs yours? His sexual drive is more than yours, thus making you happy. Sound the horns, my father's in the building. I really want to know sometimes, is a man only truly worth money? Is that trip to London and Rome and all that's the only things that could make you happy? Or does my touch, does my effort, does that mean anything? Or just the money? Sound the horns. I don't know anymore. Me being the man that I am and trying to, survive and become a better man, mentally and physically, spiritually, and accepting the rock star life and the super rapper and the money. That may What can I give to a woman? You know? See, men think like that. I didn't reach this, so what else can I do? And I need to get good at it. Really good at it. To make up for what I lack. You know, like how you have money, you don't lack money. You lack patience. You lack traditional raising. You know? You're not a churchgoer, you're not your mom, you're not your dad, you're not none of that. You're a new woman. You get it? So you have to find a new way. Or believe what the world told you. Superman's coming. He's coming. Or you can take the men that are before you, that desire you, that has use for you. You know? Make you feel good again. Make you feel like what you have accomplished means something. But no, I understand. You would feel less having a man with less money. I don't know how, but you know, your society and stuff. It doesn't matter how that man will make you actually feel, or the way that man pleases you. That doesn't matter. Only what your friends and family in the world says how you should feel alone. And you should be happy. You should be happy you have to get a new man, a new dick every other whenever. You know? That's gotta make you happy. Or does it? Does it make you sad? If I was a woman, I think that would make me sad. It's like being a man that's fucking got everything, but you know, you don't have the things that it takes to make a woman stay with you and love you. It's just the money. I'm sure those men aren't too happy inside. They still live, you know, they find happiness in it, you know, but you're not a man. You're opposite. And no matter how much you fight against it, no matter how much mentally tough you're in your mind, you still want to be held. No matter how strong your attitude has become. When I put it down on you, you will obey. Because you know I'm not telling you anything wrong. And that it was just a mere misunderstanding. You're used to running your mouth. And you like when you get shut up. See, a lot of women don't like to admit that fact either, that you like when your man gets angry at you and tells you shut up, and then drags you in that room like a caveman. You just love it. A lot of you pretend you don't. You just pick fights. Remember in the beginning? Remember how he used to pick fights just to see him react, show his love and passion towards you? How he told you, I'd kill everybody in this room right now. I'll kill that man. Got you wet. Made you feel alive. Like you were the only one that was important to someone. You miss that, don't you? Why do you deny yourself? Oh yeah, because the world told you to. The prescription drugs and the Xanax and the alcohol, it makes up for it, you know? When you're feeling depressed, sad, lonely. What did Scarface say? She pop another Quaalude, and she's okay. Why do you want to be her? Why do you want to be her? Right? Want to be with the rich rapping thug gangster hustler until I find out that it's, yeah, you got all that money, but you're sitting around a fucking mansion doing nothing. Bored, out of your mind. And now you're with a man that can literally have you surveillanced and followed around. And, you know, if you get caught cheating, cars start blowing up like Puffy. Men start getting beat the fuck up. And now you can't leave until he's done with you. Until he uses you all the way up and then drops your ass all the way off. See, I get it. A lot of women gotta deal with shit like that. It's the price of being with men with power and money. Just like a man that doesn't have any money beats your head in, scares the shit out of you. And then you never, you don't rat him out. You take it. Take that abuse for years. I understand a lot of women are not bossed up bitches because they want to be. Things happen to you during your life, some of you. And you have to put your shield on. I understand. They robbed you of your femininity. Maybe when you were young. A lot of scumbag men like to do that. And then, you run the streets. Maybe Uncle Larry. It's not a fun world out there. And a lot of you grew up hating men. But that can stop. There are some men that can change you back. You won't fully be feminine. You got 40 years of being a half yin and yang. So, all men aren't all masculine. So, maybe you just gotta trade off and be complete.